Hey, hey. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back for the fourth time. Welcome, everyone. What's up, sweet Carolyn, Elsa, Plurpy, Margaret. Margaret, did you get my email? Isabel, Whistledown. What's up, Whistledown? K-Rox, Dennis, Alexis, Red Dragon. Red Dragon, you want to stick around and listen to what I'm going to play first? I had you in mind. What's up, Christine? 11 p.m. in Colorado. Oh, you're in Colorado too? So is Whistledown. Oops. Whistledown, was that like a dox or something? Did I just dox you? I'm sorry. I just doxed Whistledown. What's up, Mustang Sally? Mustang Sally. I forgot how the song goes. Ride, baby, ride, right? Isn't it Ride, baby, ride? What's up, Mickey? All right, so check this out. I'm starting this live with something totally out there. Like, you guys are going to be like, what the fuck is she playing this for? But I'm going to be 52, so I'm getting old. But I know a lot of you guys are getting closer to Medicare age, or you're taking care of somebody on Medicare. And let me just tell you how I even found this, all right? I was watching something on Ziggy while I was setting up my live. And I wasn't actually watching it. I was just listening to it. And then all of a sudden, this video came on afterwards. And I'm like half listening. And it's about a scammer. And it's about, when you get scammed. Okay. Don't do this, don't do that. It's like someone from the Better Business Bureau. So it's like, you shouldn't do this and check your mail and everything else. And then as I'm about to turn it off, they start talking about Medicare. And they start talking, this girl from the Better Business Bureau is giving tips on how not to get scammed by Medicare. And I'm listening to it and I'm intrigued by it. I'm like, this is really interesting how they tell you to go to the doctor and bring this form, and genetic testing is bullshit, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This is about 10 minutes. I think I'm going to play it, because if I found this interesting, I think definitely you guys will find this interesting, because it takes a lot to pique my interest. And I was so intrigued by it. I was like, wow, I never knew that. I wonder if my mom knows that. I wonder if, Howard knows that. Like, I wonder how many people actually know the stuff that they're talking about. So I figure we're going to make this the first 10 minutes of educational. But I'm telling you guys, I think you're going to enjoy it. Hold on. Now I got to pull it up again because I lost it. My history. But it was one of those things you're like, wow. Oh, you're on Medicare 41? I thought you had to be 65. All right, I'm wrong. Now, those of you in Texas, this news report is from Texas. So that's why I thought of you, Red Dragon. Hey, Irish gal. All right, so check this out. Are you on disability? All right, so then I think you guys will really enjoy this. They give you some really good tips that I never knew. Well, yeah, no way, but this goes way past that. Just check it out. Listen. Exactly, Mickey, and they make it easier. And they show you how your doctor won't get scammed. How not to get scammed by your doctor and you pay for it. Just listen.
Welcome back to this Ask Amy episode, all about senior fraud and the way that seniors in our community and all over the country are being defrauded. We brought Jennifer Salazar here from the Education Foundation of the Better Business Bureau to explain some of these things. One thing that you wanted to talk about, a lot of what you guys do has to do with Medicare fraud.
Yes.
Why? Why is the Better Business Bureau involved in Medicare fraud issues?
And that's a great question. Did you know that your Houston Better Business Bureau is the only Better Business Bureau in the nation that has a federal grant called the Senior Medicare Patrol? So we have the Texas Senior Medicare Patrol. We cover every county in the great state of Texas, all 254.
Wow.
Our mission is to try to prevent Medicare fraud before it happens. We do this through prevention, detection, and reporting. So we go out and we do speeches all over the state. We have 166 volunteers. We have 7 staff members through the whole state of Texas. So we go out and we do as much education as we can to prevent Medicare fraud. But what if fraud happens? Because it may happen.
Yeah.
We report the cases to the proper control units like the FBI, Office of Inspector General's office, Texas Attorney General's office. There's about 20 different offices, and I'm not going to put our viewers to sleep. But basically, if fraud happens, we report it.
And that is helpful. So the reason you guys have that federal grant is so that one phone number, someone can call you to ask about it.
Yes.
You recognize which agency would be the investigating.
Yes.
Okay, so now's an important time to give your phone number where people can call.
Absolutely. It's 1-888-341-6187. So let's talk about Medicare fraud.
Yes.
What is there not to talk about? There's a million Medicare frauds. It always starts on the telephone or on text message or, again, all communication. So you get a phone call and you really think it's Medicare, but it's not. It's a scammer. And they might be trying to get your Medicare number. They could say something like, Amy, we're updating the Medicare system. I see that you still live in Houston. What is your Medicare number? Why do they want a Medicare number? It's worth at least $30,000.
What? What do you mean?
I know, but not to you, to a scammer.
Yeah.
Basically, what scammers do is all they need is a Medicare number, a doctor's signature. A lot of times they steal them, and then they produce a fake claim. They send that claim to Medicare. In one business day, Medicare produces 4.5 million claims.
Wow.
and they're all published on what's called a Medicare summary notice.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, it's on an explanation of benefits.
Okay.
What we need to do as, children to seniors now, and what our seniors need to do and what the general public needs to do is look at what's called a Medicare summary notice for our loved ones.
Where is that?
It's mailed quarterly in the
Okay.
United States Postal Mail Service, or you can go on the internet.
But it's like, who knew that a Medicare number was worth $30,000? That's insane.
At medicare.gov and look at yours at any time. If you see something that looks wrong, for example, if you're non-diabetic, if you're not a diabetic, but you're getting diabetic strips, that is a red flag. That is more than likely a possible fraud, error, or abuse.
Okay.
Also, you might get a phone call, and this is another Medicare scam. A lot of us don't like to go to the doctors. Me personally, I have white coat syndrome. I'm scared of doctors. I can give speeches, I can talk to you, but going to the doctor is scary, okay? You get a phone call and you're on Medicare, and it goes like this. Amy, are you in pain? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you're in pain. What hurts? Your knee? Well, we can send you a knee brace at no cost to you. We just need your Medicare number, and you get the knee brace, or you may not get the knee brace. The biggest thing to know, my friends, is if you really believe that you need a knee brace, or if you need anything, please go to your doctor. Another reason, if you get the wrong knee brace and it's charged to Medicare, you won't get another one. Not only that, we had a gentleman one year, one of my clients, 6'4", used to play basketball, having knee problems. He thought it was a miracle. He got the phone call saying that we can send you a free knee brace, right? It was a children's small.
Oh my gosh.
It would not fit him, but they charged like $600. Now, why would they do that?
Right.
They get more money. It's cheaper to buy a children's small. So it's something that we really need to be mindful of. If we need any services, we need to go to our doctor's office. Another one that's really big.
So is this one like a brace that was sent to a senior that's
Yes.
not really like?
Yes.
I mean, they're like over the counter type things.
You can go to any department store and buy these. For example, one of my interns one year, and I'm not going to say what store, she went to a very popular store that we all go to get our normal things. This was like $11.98. But this one went for about $600.
Wow.
And it's a big deal. Did you know that every year $60 billion is lost in Medicare fraud? $60 billion. And we're paying for it. Taxpayers, if you're paying taxes, you're paying for that debt.
Yeah.
So let's prevent it. We give out these healthcare trackers,
Okay.
and these are wonderful. If you want it, you call us. But when you go to the doctor's office, you fill it out. Then when you get your Medicare summary notice or your explanation of benefits, compare the two. Now, if your Medicare summary notice looks Greek, don't be scared. Call us. And if you just got out of the hospital, you have a lot of charges and you might have seen a lot of doctors and you don't recognize them. Call us and we can verify to make sure that happened or not. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. You talk to someone like me. I'm not intimidating. We go through everything and we review it. Another big scam we see with Medicare through the years is called genetic testing, are also cancer screenings. But basically, they offer to send you a swab. You swab it in your mouth, and it tells you if you have a genetic disorder or if you have cancer. It's definitely a scam.
Wow.
Also, cardiovascular genetic testing. Again, if you need any of these services, go to your doctor.
And so we've heard about some of these things, or I have over the years, where there might be some presentation set up at your senior living facility, whether it's just, a luxury senior apartment complex or an assisted living facility where people come in and they talk about these things or like services that they can offer. I mean, are those usually scams? I mean, should I be attending those if I have a senior parent?
Absolutely. So we talk to a lot of different facilities like that, and we give them a sheet on who not to let in. Because unfortunately, sometimes you may think, oh, well, they're going to give our seniors a pizza party and play bingo. That's fun. That's great. But what they don't know is they may be collecting those Medicare numbers at those events. And that's dangerous. A few years ago, that happened at a facility. And it turned out a few months later, somebody noticed a charge on their Medicare summary notice. They were getting home health and they didn't qualify for it.
Oh.
And that's dangerous because we're all one accident away for needing help. And if they need that service, they might not get it in the future. So it's important to look at their summary notices. It's important to know that your Medicare card is your information. Only give it to your doctor. Protect it. If somebody calls you over the phone, do not give it out. If they threaten to cut off your Medicare benefits, it's a scammer. They're trying to intimidate you. They're trying to scare you.
Got it. And sometimes people may just be looking for a good deal. The scam may not come to you, but you stumble across it. Like in this story that you all did with us earlier this year, a woman was actually looking for a scooter. So take a look at this. How many times do you see a great deal online and later figure out it's not exactly what you thought? That is what happened to one Alvin woman, and she's now sharing her story to warn others.
It showed her riding around on the scooter in the house and then outside.
A great deal on a scooter. It was exactly what Donna Dauberstein was looking for.
It was advertised for $99.99. I decided I'd go ahead and do it.
Weeks later, when she hadn't heard anything, she looked into where her PayPal payment was actually sent.
And that came up as a private individual. And so, of course, this set off a big red flag on me.
There was no scooter, and her money was gone. Jennifer Salazar with the Better Business Bureau tells us scooters and other medical equipment are common items thieves use in fake ads. The first warning sign is a super cheap price.
I know we're all looking for a deal, especially in this day and age, but there's a reason behind it.
Salazar says if you see an ad, find the actual company and then call them directly to see if the deal really exists. And never enter your Medicare information.
It might say like for more information or to redeem a coupon or something, enter your information here.
Thieves can use your Medicare number to collect fake payments. Keep in mind, medical equipment may be something you can get for free anyway.
A scooter could be durable medical equipment. Sometimes Medicare may pay for that if you get it prescribed by your doctor.
Let me also add, one of the biggest places to get scammed is Facebook. Half those Facebook ads are phony. Just saying.
A lot of elderly people, handicapped people, and they don't have a lot of money. And so this might seem like a good deal to them too.
Okay, so after that story aired, we were able to help Donna get a hold of the right people at PayPal, and she was able to get a refund. It doesn't always work out like that.
No, so that's a happy story. That's a happy ending.
Yeah, and you said, and we always tell people, paying with credit card at least makes it more likely that you're going to get a refund as opposed to putting in your debit card information or paying some other way.
Absolutely. Dispute those charges. If you don't recognize them, if it's wrong, dispute.
All right. So right now, we know that we're in the middle of, not middle of open enrollment, nearing the very end of open enrollment. And you said the following months get to be sort of a busy time for you, important time. Why?
Yes. So for the Texas Senior Medicare Patrol, we don't deal with open enrollment, enrolling people into the Medicare prescription drug plans. We deal with, I call it the aftermath. So for example, if you go to your pharmacy and you enrolled in a plan, but then you find out you're not in that plan, that's when you call us, because some way, somehow you got in the wrong plan, and it could have happened possibly fraudulently. So that's where we come in and we try to see what happened. We work directly with CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, sometimes another control unit, to get you in the right plan and to make sure that, you know what, you're still going to get your prescriptions, make sure that, you know, the copays and everything's right. So we really clean up after open enrollment, because when you have so many people enrolling into plans, sometimes it could be an error. Somebody could have miskeyed it, or it could be possible fraud. So that's what we do. We help with the aftermath.
And that is so useful. I want to give the phone number again where people can call. So you give that.
Yes, it's 1-888-341-6187. Again, it's 1-888-341-6187. When you call the Texas Senior Medicare Patrol, you will hardly ever get a voicemail. And if you do, we call you back within 20 minutes, unless it's Saturday or Sunday, because it's important. If you have any scams to report, please call us. We are there to help you. If you accidentally give out your Medicare number, your Social Security number, we do not shame. We do not blame. We are there to help you clean it up, and we're there to protect you as a person.
I mean, you can't say that about many organizations or agencies that you're able to call somebody back within like 20 minutes. And I think that's the problem, is that sometimes the help exists, but it takes you a while to get in touch with the right people.
Exactly. And that's why scammers are so successful at what they do. Because guess what? They'll talk to you right away because they want your information. But sometimes, we get so busy at agencies and organizations that we can't get to you as fast as a scammer does. So keep that in mind. Just because someone's friendly on the phone does not mean that they are your friend. And if they ever ask for money or any personal information, hang that phone up as fast as you can, get an air horn, blow it in their ear, because it's probably a scammer.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. This was great information.
Wasn't that good info? I'm telling you, I don't know why this called out at me, but I'm like, I got to share this. I just have to share this. I don't know. This lady is so sweet and nice. But are you guys glad I shared it? And by the way, just so you guys know, this video is only 4 days old. So it's not like it's from, 10 years ago. It's literally was posted 4 days ago. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link if you guys want to watch the entire video. Just don't do it now because I'm live, or if you want to share it. It's from KPRC2 Click to Houston, and it's from 4 days ago. Yeah, I thought it was a good video. Honestly, I was like, I need to share this. I thought it was pretty good. What are you barking at? Come here. Pain in the butt. Oh, do you, Monica? So you know. So from what I understand from this video, because I know someone was saying about, other places having it, it sounds like Texas is the only place that has this monitored Better Business Bureau. So if you're in Texas, definitely helps. So there's a link to it. So anyone can go watch it. I don't know if there's more to it or anything, but I thought it was great. All right, moving on. I just want to get that out of the way. Hey, Scooby. I know everyone's kind of getting older here. Just the way it is. We're not spring chickens anymore. Or we have a parent that's on Medicare or something, or people get scammed. I know some very smart people that have gotten scammed. So, and I used to deal with it every day in tech support. Right, Poopy? All right, so let's get into this. I'm not going to stay on live if you guys don't come up and visit me, because I really don't have a whole hell of a lot to say. But I'll tell you what I did find. And I want to know your thoughts on it. And then I'm going to talk about AWP. But first, I want to talk about Idaho 4 and something I found. So I found this on Twitter. I know a lot of you guys think the way I do. So I honestly think that you guys will think of this the same way I do. So somebody had posted Mr. Harsh's comment. He writes, let me make it bigger. He writes, well, I'm famous. This was on his Facebook. I always knew this game would come. I don't know if he meant game or if he meant day. Dope ass staff and cooking videos coming with some merch and maybe a GoFundMe. Okay, let me repeat that. Well, I'm famous. I always knew this game would come or day would come. Dope ass staff, cooking videos, coming with some merch, and maybe a GoFundMe. Down to barter for interviews, autographs, and services. All right. I personally think he's joking. I really took this as a big joke. Well, not everybody felt that way. A lot of people thought he was being serious. So get down. Directly from Facebook, someone said, "Oh, please, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying his story." That was like 13 hours ago. Someone said, exactly what I'm trying to figure out is what his motivation is for lying. Either way is something. Someone else said, I feel like he's being sarcastic. I'm not sure who this guy is, but his statement seems like dry humor to me. I agree with that. Someone said, this game. I'm guessing he meant this day. So this person, who I personally agree with the most, said, I think you're the one that's enjoying the attention more by thinking you're so smart. You literally have nothing to tie him to the crime. Posted a photo of a chef knife, his proximity, and nonviolent criminal record. Stop thinking you're smarter than professional authorities. Now, I don't think she was talking to Brian. I think she was talking to this comment, because that comment was kind of rude. That comment was, he's enjoying this attention. Harsh definitely has dry humor. I agree with that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think people took it way too serious, but I guess he posted like a chef knife joking, which really isn't a joke considering what happened, but someone that's actually a killer is not going to do that. So I don't know. I just took it as, okay, the guy's an asshole, but I also think a lot of people get confused with what Joseph Morris put out as compared to the facts. What I mean by that is the facts are, he never said that he recorded it. He never said that there was blood-curdling screams. That was all Joseph Morris. So I think people are blaming him for what Joseph Morris did, which is fucked up in itself. Don't blame him for rumors because you're too dumb to look it up or figure it out. And I think that's why people are coming down on him. Joseph Morris changed the news article, which should be some sort of a charge. But Lex, this is what he does. I called this out when he pulled his, he went to Africa. I knew that was bullshit too. JLR found an interesting person today, has a business right behind where the girls worked. What makes that so interesting? Just curious. See, that's the thing though. What other people find interesting, I would never even look into. And I'm not saying you're wrong, Janice. I'm just saying, like, that's where I fail, because to me, there's nothing interesting about some guy who works around the corner. You know what I mean? He has an interesting background in SO. What's SO? Well, the cops said they were going to charge. They're at the point where they said they would charge. And I think that had to do with the Africa stuff. Carolyn. Oh, sex offender? Yeah, but this wasn't a sex act. There was no sex with the act. Yes, Lex. There was nothing sexual about this. This was straight up criminal. I mean, straight up killing. If this was a sexual crime, then yes, that would have something to do with it. Yeah, but a lot of people have criminal activity doesn't mean they murder. As a matter of fact, most people with criminal activity don't murder, let alone quadruple murder. That's true. This is one of the few murders like this that didn't have a sexual component. See, but Lex, I don't find him the worst. I find the idiots that aren't smart enough to put two and two together, like the South Africa thing. I literally think that me and Melissa Jade were the only two people that did not run with that. The only two. Everybody else had it in their title. Everybody else ran with it. Me and Melissa Jade were the only two people, and I think Ickmel, but I'm not positive. But other than that, every other creator ran with it, just like they did yesterday. They ran with it. And there I was. Nope, not buying it. This was the actual thrill. There was no sexual component. Actual thrill, and the plan hatched to do it, and the $6 sex. Nah, I don't agree. That I don't agree with, Lex. I mean, you could be right, but I don't agree with it. Sexual component is a sexual component, and they're saying there is zero sexual connection. So it had nothing to do with sex, which is also why I don't think it's so personal. Criminal investigating criminals. That's true too. See, but if I was looking, I guess if I was looking for a criminal, somebody like JLR would be good for that, because they can, whatchamacallit, they can detect the criminal. They know how to detect a criminal. Crystal, be nice. The fantasy of ambushing. Yeah, but that's still, I know what you're saying, but that's still a sexual thing. Look at all the people, right? That's what I'm saying, Dennis. And it was not even a scream. Jam did that. Yeah, he did. Most of these ex-FBI saying a lot of crime do involve sex in one way or another. I think it's weird what statistics are telling them. I'll be honest with you, Janice. I think half of these, I would say not even half, I'd say 90% of these ex-FBI agents that are being interviewed, I think are fucking idiots. And then the ones I've seen on court TV, I happen to like, but a lot of them, to me, are idiots. They're not saying anything new. They're not saying anything that most of us don't know already. Just because they have a background, I'm sorry, but they don't impress me at all. And it doesn't take me that much to be impressed, but it kind of does. Like, I want to learn something. I don't want to hear the same thing I already know. I teach me something. Tell me something I didn't know. And they don't do that. That's why I can't with them. Some people think get sexual aroused by killing without the act. I believe there was one serial killer did that because he couldn't get up. No, but I think what Lex is saying, like when you stab somebody, a lot of people will tell you that it's a turn on. You know, people that stab people will tell you that it's a turn on. They'll tell you that they got arousement out of it, that you do it 4 times, you got to get something out of it. You got to think something, because you did it not once, not twice. But you went around and did it 4 times, so you got some kind of amusement. Two professionals both said there very well could be a sexual component. One was a forensic psychologist. Ken Maines was the other. See, I don't agree with, I like Ken Maines. Don't get me wrong. I just don't agree with a lot of things he says. Anything Stephen Avery's guilty, which I think he's out of his mind. But I've listened to his stuff, and a lot of things I disagree with him on. I think suspect got the arousal of thought and planning execution. Maybe. It's possible. I have dreams about killing people. I get aroused. No. That was a joke, haters. I asked the same question earlier tonight about JJ. Some videos got dropped. I remember being told JJ had confirmed info that Kylie was 6 to 8 miles from campsite. I don't remember hearing that, Wonder. Maybe the murder has ED? What's ED? Eating disorder? What's ED? Who knows at this point? I hope they find. Listen, no, I have not, Amber. Erectile dysfunction. Not if he fits, not so much if he fits my profile. If he fits my profile, then I don't think so. Whomever spread the false BS is Kill's gonna attack again. This weekend is full of it. Oh, where did I hear that from? Who did I hear that from? I saw that on a Tragedy Pimps thing. Maybe it was JLR or Betty or Dolly. No, it was Dolly. I saw it on Dolly's headline. I knew I saw it somewhere. That was on Dolly's. Saying this person to be a hunter type. They said that from the beginning due to the knife. So I said, no, Ellie didn't give a profile. My profile is he's a white male between the ages of like 22, 23 to 35. He possible incel, definitely a loner, and I don't think he knew them, or I don't think he was friends with them. What do you mean candle tray? If I don't know what it is, I'm going to say that's a no, but I don't know what a candle tray is. Ellie said a killer may strike next weekend. Yeah, reject. When did Ellie say that? Chief spoke and did say, be careful and diligent this weekend while everyone is in town. Profile's age 26, 31, loner, and maybe passed by these victims before, but both victim and suspect. Yeah, but did not. See, we're pretty close, Lex. Chief spoke and did say, be careful and diligent. Yeah, but just because somebody says be careful doesn't mean they think he's going to strike again. Bootsy, that's what we thought last night. We were talking about that last night. And it's a big thought. But with every crime, you have to have a motive. And I can't connect the dots of what the motive is for a police officer or even an ex-police officer to kill 4 people. I can't seem to find a reason, a motive. Okay, so specifically saying that Saturday's commencement and everyone's going to be around, cops saying, I'm sorry, the chief of police saying be careful doesn't mean he said it's going to strike again. That's not what he is saying. And if he did say that or he did imply that, that only goes to show that these 4 weren't targeted. And that blows their whole theory out of the water. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Jack S, though, I will say, no, I definitely don't think it's Jack. Why would an incel go after a woman well, that goes back to one juror. If Ethan was the target, for whatever reason, it could have been a fraternity thing, and the girls were just extra. Because again, everybody's got it brainwashed in your mind that Kaylee was target. Maddie was a target. Not even Maddie. Kaylee was a target. Everybody's brainwashed to think that it was Kaylee. So everyone's looking over the fact, what if it was Ethan and it was a fraternity thing and the other girls were extra baggage because they walked in 10 minutes later. Maybe the girls walked in when the killer was trying to clean up after Ethan. Maybe the girls walked in and that's why they had to die. We don't know. But everybody's just so has it in their brain that Kaylee was a target and Ethan and Zaina were aftermath. And they may have been first. And Mickey, I am not going to agree with you after what we saw last night. Male incel going after straight male. I don't know. I found a call log entry 1 or 2 days prior that a student was having a schizophrenic episode, and now 911 was called and they were transported. But what if he got out and came back to campus? Yeah, but they weren't technically on campus. They were off campus. But that's a good possibility, though, that a student was having a schizophrenic episode. Maddie and Kaylee were killed in bed. But remember, they also called Jack 9 times prior. And if her last text was, "How could you not answer me with sharing a dog?" Well, it very well could be that the dog was already locked up. Because again, like I said last night, somebody drugged the dog. I really do think somebody drugged the dog. And I'm not straying away from that. Think the girls were aftermath. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I think, that it's very possible they were the aftermath. They were next to the campus, but they weren't on campus. Technically, they were off-campus housing. So if someone lived in the dorm or on campus, it's not near them. Dog was just a puppy law, and parents already confirmed the dog. Yeah, but even so, the dog would have smelled the blood. Even if the dog was kenneled, the roommates would have heard it. And a puppy barks even louder. I mean, a puppy would smell even louder. It's like if you told me it was like an old dog, maybe, but not a young dog. I think that may put the dog, I don't know. I really think the dog was drugged. And they should have tested the dog. Well, I don't know, because I've seen 2 different dogs. Goldadoodles bark. Goldadoodles cannot sit in a room. They will never sit in one room. You're saying a possible incel 99% of the time that rules out female. If Ethan was the target, then you were trying to say that a male incel frat member. I never said a male incel frat member. I said either an incel or a frat member. Reports say the front door was open. Nope. Reports don't say that. That was a rumor. I don't know. No way. You can give dogs Xanax. You can give Valium. There's doggy Valiums. Puppy smells even louder. That just got clipped. What? Oh, is that what I said? Puppy smells even louder? Puppy barks even louder. I have one dog that barks and one that never barks, but the one that doesn't bark sense it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know if it was reported by Joseph or Benadryl. I don't know if it was reported by Joseph, but there's the whole open door thing. The cops did not confirm. They actually said the opposite. She's saying, I didn't, oh my God. See, one juror matters. This is where you don't listen and you twist words. I did not say that a male incel targeted and killed Ethan. That's not what I said. What I said was, it's possible that it's an incel, or it's possible that it is a fraternity. And I do believe that Ethan was the target based on other factors that I've already provided. But when you string words together, then all of a sudden it takes a whole new meaning, because that's not what I said. Ellie said the front door was open. Ellie did not say the front door was open. Ellie said the opposite. Ellie said that they will not confirm that the front door was open. That started by supposedly someone walked by and noticed that the door was open, but that was not even said in the beginning. Or the incel could have targeted Xana. Dennis, not much. Honestly, not much at all. Take away all the rumors, take away all the bullshit. What do we have? Almost nothing. Speculation. Xana could have been a target. What news conference? No way. I'm not doubting you. I'm just show me where, because I don't remember them saying it at all. And I've watched every news conference, and they never said the door was open. Because if I remember correctly, I can't remember exactly, but if I remember correctly, in yesterday's interview, the cop said that there was no door open, or they can't confirm that there was a door open. I'll find it. If you want me to look for it, I'll find it. A neighbor said the door was open. Thank you. A neighbor said it, and they didn't even say it originally. Give a press and asked him about door opening. Basically, the doors weren't open. That was yesterday. G of Twins. They did another one. Thank you. Neighbor reported the door was open. When they asked the police, they weren't aware of it. I knew I heard that. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew I heard that. Because we just watched it yesterday. Today, let me look. Is it on their YouTube page? Also remember, though, some people confuse the word unlocked and open. I always say don't leave the door open. That doesn't mean that the door is going to be wide open. It could mean unlocked. You know what I mean? Mickey, was it on Banfield or was it on... Banfield's not on tonight, right? Mickey, where'd you watch it? So I know. That's what I'm saying, Tony. Like, a lot of people think open means it's like physically open, but other places, open just means unlocked. Yeah, that I don't know. A reporter was a lady. Let me check. Because that's what I'm saying. No way. It's really depends. It's on LE site. Facebook or YouTube? It was Banfield. Is Banfield on tonight? Okay. The one from 9 hours ago. New York Post. Oh, winter or graduation was today. Was Kaylee the only one that was supposed to graduate today? Nobody else was supposed to graduate? Just her? That's true, Quinny. You're right. See, comment by Catcher in the Rye. I agree with 150%. Says the police are getting really weird now. Why all of a sudden is it more likely for the killer to strike because of more people in town? Honestly, the killer is rather clever. Since he has not been caught yet, I doubt with all the publicity that he's looking to go on another unhinged killing spree anytime soon. Totally agree with that comment. He said it was still open when they got there. Hold on. This isn't a video. Why is it not showing a video? Here we go. Now, that's the one from yesterday. All right. I keep seeing like photos for it, but not a video. Is there a video for it? New roof system over existing house? This is the video we saw already. How was it? They first left the frat party at 9 and they were looking for the lost time and now confirmed they were there until they came home at 1:45. Did someone lie? Lynn, I honestly think they have no answers. And they're just talking out their ass. That's what I think. City reinforcements were expect the influx. Did you guys know about this? Coroner who ruled, it was posted a couple days ago. I didn't know about this. Coroner who ruled 4 University of Idaho students was stabbed to death is also a defense attorney for a killer arrested a mile away from the murders for stalking wife around the house with a knife. That's interesting. I think I heard something about this, but didn't follow through. No, a lot of coroners are not really attorneys, but usually police. Oh, this is who you would talk about, Janice? Idaho coroner ruled that 4 units stabbed to death in their sleep is also a defense attorney for a convicted killer who was arrested earlier in the week. Slashed himself with a knife. Fatal shooting. He beat his wife and daughter. He's a nice guy. See, here's another one. What he said was what he heard sounded like a scream, but thought it was from a party and not anything sinister. Not a man, not a woman? Oh, yeah, I don't think it was a woman.
Police in Moscow, Idaho are now looking for a white 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra like this one, seen around the time of the murders near the off-campus home several of the victims shared. Investigators say information about the sedan and at least one person seen inside the car came from some of the more than 6,000 tips they've received from the public. Police say they believe whoever was in the car could have, quote, critical information to share, and they're urgently asking the public for any other details as they continue their investigation.
We still have thousands of leads and tips that we're working through. We're continuously making progress. We're interviewing people daily. So we're moving forward.
It's been almost a month since 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed to death on November 13th, and police have still not found a murder weapon or named a suspect in the case. Investigators are still looking at the victims' activities in the hours before the murders and have addressed speculation that victim Kaylee Gonsalves may have had a stalker.
From the tips and leads that we received, we were able.
All right, this is old. They need to do dishes, damn. Now, I remember this. People were saying this is blood. That this was blood dripping down. But I don't know. I mean, it could be. But I don't know why blood would be on top of the door. I don't know. I can't figure out why blood would be on top of the door. It is. Someone zoomed in real close. Yeah, but why would there be blood on top of the door? It just doesn't make sense. Why would there be blood on top of a door? Unless they drip down the house. Maybe. Possibly. But if it dripped down like that, no, that's not luminol. If it dripped down like that, then how did the roommates not see all this blood? Because that's what I was thinking. It might be a reflection. I don't know. It just doesn't look like blood to me. Like I've watched enough forensic stuff that it wouldn't have like a ball right here. Well, maybe it would because it's coming down. I sent you candles here. Mickey, which one? What did you just do?
I just gave you that.
What?
I said I gave you that.
Oh, okay. Fingerprint spray. No, I think this was taken before they did all that. No, is it a kit? No, I think it's a bedroom. Is it a kitchen counter? That don't look like a counter. That looks like a door. There's a door frame. I mean, it might be a kitchen counter. Maybe. I didn't think of that. To me, that looks like a door frame. It could be a kitchen. I won't definitely say it's not. It is a kitchen? All right. Mickey, which email did you send it to? It's a weird kitchen counter. You think that looks like a kitchen cabinet? Well, I guess with all the food here it is. Maybe like a pantry? Could it be a pantry maybe? All right, hold on. Like a pantry door? Email. I don't have anything from you, Mickey. Let me try the other one. I don't have anything. Try this. Let's see if this is working. See if that one works. Then if that one doesn't work, try that one. I think they blocked it out. Lead with love. Oh, hold on. 1122 King Street, Moscow. Idaho. You can't see it anymore. They took it off. That shitty ass house is worth $500,000. You can't even zoom. This is all you can see now. You can't even zoom anymore. That's it. You see nothing. Hey, Bustin. Yeah, they took down all the pictures. Oh, these are the brick apartments. This is the building right next to them. That's like a movie theater. These are some ugly ass pictures. Ugly ass apartments. This is the brick building right next to them. This is where Enon lives. Yeah, I agree with you, Janice. I think it is too. Look at that. Like, who would live there? That paneling is from like 1920. It looks like an office building, really. Yeah, they took it off of Google. They took it off of Google Maps. See, this is right next to them. Like, that to me looks like a whiteboard. It's some of the ugliest apartments I've ever seen. Well, now we know how Enon lives. They do have it blurred out. You can't see anything. It's not a bad area, though. It's not great, but it's not bad. $950 a month. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It really is ugly. Oh. Let's see what rent. They're going to be started on looking at houses. Have you actually not do stick juggling on Instagram? No. All right, let me take a look. Hold on. Yeah, I got it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mickey. Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine to blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. All right.
The Idaho Statesman newspaper spoke to two people, each who live in the apartment building right next to the house where the students were killed. And both said that the street was unusually quiet that night, especially for a Saturday night on a block often teeming with parties and college kids. One neighbor said that she normally sleeps with earplugs, but that night said she didn't need to. And she also said when police came to her door the next day, she simply told them she hadn't heard anything that had alarmed her during the night. Another neighbor described the quiet as bizarre. He also told the newspaper he thinks he may have heard a scream as he was dozing off about 4 a.m. And that is the same time police say the murders likely occurred. The neighbor said he dismissed that scream as a party sound and said he didn't think anything of it, even when investigators knocked on his door the next day. He also says he told police about a black luxury SUV that he hadn't seen in the neighborhood before. He said it was only parked a few spaces away from the front of the crime scene. But late today, police told this program exclusively, and I quote, "We have not heard anything about an SUV. However, if there is something we need the public's assistance with, we'll release it like we did for the Hyundai." That neighbor wrote about the crime on Facebook about 12 hours after police found the bodies. And very curiously, he contradicted himself. Let me tell you what he wrote, presumably when his memory was still very fresh, just 12 hours after the murders. Quote, 4 killed in a stabbing across the street. No screams, no evidence, no trace. It is unclear why he is now telling the Idaho Statesman newspaper reporter that he did hear a scream, right, when he was going to sleep at 4 a.m., and that he didn't even mention that to the police. Perhaps now the police will re-interview him about what he says he heard and what he says he saw. And then there is this story of what another neighbor saw. Reports that that neighbor...
Yeah, I was going to say, we watched this one yesterday, but we'll watch it again. Not everyone saw it.
Told the police that she saw the front door of the kids' home wide open about 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the murders. And if that detail was known to the police as well, it sure didn't seem to make its way to this guy, the chief of the police, James Fry, because when asked about it yesterday by the Daily Mail newspaper, Chief Fry said this was news to him. He said this, and I quote the paper, "I'm not even sure where that came from, to be quite honest. I'm confused. I don't know about you, but I want to bring in Caitlin Becker because she is a senior reporter for the dailymail.com, and that's the newspaper."
And there you have it, folks. There you have it. They just said it. The police know nothing about the door being open. It was the right one, Mickey. I just forgot. I knew I heard it somewhere. I just couldn't remember where.
That got that interview. So, Caitlin, I am not quite clear on how the chief of police couldn't have heard anything and seemed surprised by your newspapers even asking the question about the open door. Because if there's one detail that would stand out among many, it would be that the front door of the house where the murders happened was wide open just 4 hours or so after those kids were killed and multiple hours before anybody would wake up.
Ashley, the neighbor told us that it was 8:30 in the morning and the door was wide open. It stood out to me. It stands out to you. It is very curious that the police don't seem to have any information about this. I don't know if that's because maybe some people are hesitant to talk to the police versus talking to a reporter, but the question remains now that we've reported it and it's out there, the police still don't seem to have commented on the fact that the door was wide open that very morning.
And they've had multiple officers for 26 days. Just this scene last night, 5 more agents going in and out of that house. These were very unusual looking agents, though. They didn't have any evidence bags. They went in, they went out, didn't take any notes as they were walking through the house. We could see that through the window. They certainly appeared to be FBI, maybe on a go-see to get familiarized for the first time because they've added new FBI agents to this case, but they wouldn't answer our questions either as they walked by and kind of hid their faces, which was unusual as well. But I digress. I want to ask more about those local cops and the chief himself. We have been begging to get the police in an interview so that we could ask some of these questions for clarity, not even to give us, I'd like information about the case, but just to get clarity on their messaging. And they refuse. They've just flat out refused to do any interviewing with me particularly and many of our reporters and producers. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And
but no way, it couldn't have been. It absolutely couldn't have been, because the cops saying they know nothing about it. But lead with love. Tell that to my haters. One of my haters made a comment before that I have no idea what I'm talking about in true crime, and I always present false facts. I'm like, could this chick be any fucking dumber? But okay. So thank you though. Yes, I did have a right from the get-go. I think the oddly dressed man who went there could be part of a biological cleaning crew doing an estimate for the owner. Yeah, I'm not thinking too much about that. I mean, the FBI is not going to let just anybody in. You know what I mean? But what I did want to see, I did want to catch yeah, I think they would have felt the cold if it was 8:30 in the morning.
Police released a timeline very early on for Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle, and it showed them at a frat party from 8 to 9 p.m., but then nothing until 1:45 a.m. when they returned home. So if you do the math, that is a gaping 4-hour and 45-minute hole in the timeline for where these two were. Last week, we pointed that out on this show. And then this week, more than 3 weeks after the murders, the police began asking the public for information about that gap in the timeline, saying, help us determine where this couple was in that 4 hours, 45 minutes. Do you have video? Did you see them? Do you have audio? Can you help us place this timeline? And then curiously, this happened today. The Idaho Statesman newspaper, again, they reported the following. Kernodle and Chapin were at a party at the Sigma Chi house for the full duration. From about 9 p.m. to 1:45 a.m., police have established. Police have established? No, they haven't. At least they sure aren't telling us what they might be telling the Idaho Statesman. They just asked us for help figuring out where they were for that 4 hours and 45 minutes. This just seems totally bizarre to us. Given that they haven't released anything official regarding this timeline, right? So what do? Of course, we went back to the police and we asked the police if something had changed. Were they no longer in need of our assistance in helping to determine where Ethan and Xana were? Did the Statesman get something important that the rest of the media wasn't told? So now there's 2 messages out there? Okay, so here's what we got. We got an email, and we got it late today from what's being called the Moscow communications team. I hadn't heard that before, but that's new. And this is the quote that they gave us. Moving forward, we will not be doing reviews of the case process or answering any questions about previously released information. That's not helpful. And then in their latest public recap that was issued today, something different. Police said the couple was, quote, believed to be at the frat party all night, but still wanted more information about, quote, interactions and contacts and direction and method of travel. Are you confused? Because I am. Joining me now is Lauren Mathias, host of the podcast called Hidden True Crime. She's also a former broadcast journalist from East Idaho, and she's been following this case since the beginning with us. Lauren, get me off the ledge. What part of this do you know? Because I don't think it's appropriate to ask the public for help about something really important and then not clear it up when there's a very large newspaper reporting that it's all good now. Nothing to see here. Police have established they think they were at the party all night, so let's not worry about it. No, there was a public appeal just a couple of days ago. Help us. There's a big, important timeline we need to figure out. What are you hearing in Idaho?
Yeah, I want to say not just something really important 4 weeks into the investigation, right? I've talked to a mother, I've communicated with a mother whose son is friends with Ethan. Her son went to the funeral. Her son, she says, also received a text from Ethan around 2, and he felt he was at the Sigma Chi house. Well, that that woman called the police and gave him this tip. This was over a week ago, so this could have changed. But then when we spoke, she had not heard from police, and she thought it too. He was at the Sigma Chi house.
You know, here's my question. People want to be confident, right? Parents are desperate for confidence in this investigation. I think the people of Moscow who are afraid of a maniacal killer who's out there, they want to be confident that the police aren't keystone cops in all of this. They want to be confident that maybe it's just a messaging problem, you know, but I don't work there and I don't live there. And I know that you do. Have you had issues with messaging and policing there before? Is this something people shouldn't worry about? Even though I think in a situation this serious, this stuff is important.
Here's where I think messaging is an issue when it comes to Idaho. Idaho is quite rural. Boise is the largest population. But when everything's typical, I think that they embrace the news. When all of a sudden you have a case that's worldwide and you're not you haven't made an arrest, and it's going to affect the school and admissions. And what are they afraid of? I don't think they know how to handle this. And they do need a good communication line, but I'm also very concerned about the investigation too. I'm with you, Ashley. I'm absolutely with you. What are they doing, and why isn't this getting better, right? Why is it not getting better?
Why is it not getting better, right? We're tomorrow it's going to be a month, and that's devastating. It's devastating to the parents, and it's frustrating to the community, and it's upsetting to everybody else who cares deeply about this story and about the lives of these kids, and that there's justice for them. Lauren Mathias, thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television.
All right, so if you guys wonder what I'm doing, Banfield's broadcast are in 5-minute like spats, so that's why I'm playing like 5 minutes at a time. So I'm just hitting the ones from like one day ago.
I want to bring in Jennifer Koffendorfer next. She's a former FBI special agent with 28 years in federal law enforcement.
All right, this is the one we saw yesterday. Segments, thank you. This is the one we saw yesterday. So don't need to watch that again. 2 days, his 1 day. We heard that already. I don't think Banfield was on tonight. I think she's off on Saturdays. All right, so I guess that's it. I guess that's it from yesterday. I don't like Jennifer at all. I don't know. I find she's an idiot. Like, she's one of the people I was talking about. Like, she doesn't give any new information. Like, I don't learn anything from her like I do some other people. That's what I don't like about it. I just don't learn anything. Like, she doesn't say anything worth a fuck. Oh, I don't think I've seen this.
So is this just a small town police force that hasn't seen a murder in 7 years tripping over messaging? Or are they messing up as the nation looks on? I want to turn now to Phil Waters. He's a former homicide detective with the Houston Police Department who's investigated over 400 murder cases. Okay, so Phil, listen, it's frustrating for everybody. I'm sure it's the most frustrating for the police to try to come to terms with finding a man almost a month after the murders. But I am sort of perplexed by the notion that the police chief is astounded by the detail of an open door that's been all over several cable news networks for almost a week now, this network included. And then the Daily Mail asks him, what do you think about that open door? Where are you going with that? Oh, it's news to me. I've never heard it. Never heard it. But the person who reported it said she told the police that detail. What do you make of this?
Well, thank you for having me back, Ashley. You know, I tell you, the chief from the beginning of this, because of the magnitude of this event, which, look, in 15 years in Moscow, Idaho, there have been 7 homicides. And now all of a sudden in one day, he's got 4 at one scene. That is, and given his experience, he's lived there all his life, worked there. This was from the very beginning of the first presser that he held. It was clear that he was overwhelmed with what he had seen. Now, given that, the problem becomes, how do we communicate now with the public and the media? Because they're going to be asking all sorts of questions. And I think this is just where, and this is not a criticism, this is just the reality, that this chief was in no way prepared for this kind of media onslaught. The fact that he doesn't know about an open door, I'm not surprised about that at all. I know that in my experience, when we had high-profile cases, the chief of police might come to the presser, say a few words at the beginning, and then the questions from the...
Okay, see, this is what I don't understand about sensationalism. Are you going to believe a cop, or are you going to the chief of police, or are you going to believe some random person walking by? Like, why are they automatically thinking the chief is an idiot and this woman must be credible? That part doesn't make sense to me.
Reporters were left up to being answered by the detectives that were working the case, or the captain of the homicide division, who would then turn it over to the detectives working the case. Now, the chief is being briefed about the progress of the investigation. He is not being told every detail, every piece of evidence, every witness statement. He's not being given that information. That's just too much information to try to share with the chief of police. And he doesn't need to know those things. What he needs to know is, where are we in this investigation? What can I discuss with the media? And then come out and talk about those things. The problem here is that early on into this, so many confusing statements, conflicting statements. They were targeted, they were not targeted. Look,
Sure.
it's obvious. It's obvious
it's been a mess.
Yeah,
it's
it has
a mess.
been.
And I'll tell you what.
It's the optics is the rough part of this.
It's the optics, and an open door at a murder scene when they're looking for someone who fled is just a massive detail. And I don't care if you're the police chief or not. There's no other murders they're investigating right now.
See, that's what I'm saying. Why are they automatically thinking this woman is telling the truth? Because it's sensationalism? Because it sounds better? Because it puts a damper on police? Like, why is this woman all of a sudden the most credible person over the chief of police? I don't get this. That's the one thing I can't seem to grasp.
There's tickets and there's drunks, and this is a big deal. And I just feel like it's headlines are blazing this stuff. He should be aware of it. It's frightening to these people. They want to have confidence in their police that they're going to catch this guy. Sure. Phil, I have to leave it there. Will you come back again next week, because we're continuing to cover the case and your information's invaluable?
Oh, sure. I'd be happy to.
And you know what? I'm going to ask you back in a couple of minutes, too, because I think there's much questions that are rolling in from our viewers. So if you can stick around for a bit, I want you to do the answers, because you know better than I. Thank you, Phil Waters. Do appreciate it.
You
Still
bet.
to come. Thank you for watching.
It's an angry cupcake. You know what I'm saying, right? It doesn't make sense. They're putting so much credibility to some woman that we don't even know if it's telling the truth. But they're all running with it like the cops must be lying. No, maybe this woman's lying. I don't know. Call me too blue friendly, but I kind of believe the cops over some random person walking by. Sorry, I just do. And if that makes me dumb, so be it. I'll live with it. All right, last one I'm going to play.
Now, Mary Ellen, let me stay with you for 1 second. You were of the mind that, hey, they should be looking for somebody who was there before, who knew where they were inside that house. Why?
Well, I say that because the crime was actually very successful. And in my experience in cases that I've worked as a profiler, when I see a crime like this, multiple victims, early morning hours, the individual gets in, he kills 4 people, and then he leaves successfully. He's able to navigate around that house. And I'm not talking about being familiar with it just because the floor plans were on the internet. This person has taken a huge risk. There could be weapons inside the home. There could be cameras inside the home. There could be alarms, other animals, other people. So this person planned out this crime. They're not going to leave to chance not being able to navigate through that home. So that tells me they've been inside the home. The second thing it tells me, based on other cases that I've worked, this person is comfortable being inside of other people's homes. So I would be looking for that kind of criminal behavior actually in their background.
Joe, what does it tell us, though, that the person made choices about who to kill and who not?
You know what I find interesting about that woman is that she has a completely different take. This is why you can't even listen to the experts. She's got a completely different take than everybody else. She's saying that it's someone older, someone that's got a criminal background for, robbing houses. Like, her theory is, her profile is completely different. So which one do you believe? I agree. She does seem smart. No way. I'm with you on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, it's a knife. It's an up close and personal weapon. He brought the weapon with him, apparently, and he went to basically, hunting for whatever target he was looking for. I still think that he went into one room, he killed the 2 people there, and then realized that they weren't the ones that he was looking for, and then went to the other room. So it's important that investigators try to determine which victim was first, and then try to piece it together that way, and maybe look at that person as the nexus of why this killer, chose them. We also have to also consider too that this person was inside the house before they even came home, which is just another thing that we have to look into. That this person got in, was waiting for them to come home, wait for them to go to sleep, and then did the crime. So that's just another angle that they have to look at and just piece together this timeline. I mean, the timeline's got a lot of holes in it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, timeline has some holes, and also how he got in. This isn't a regular house where everything was locked, and we see that something had to be broken to get in, and there was an alarm, and not, it was more of that kind of, not a frat house, but one of those college houses where supposedly the front door was open, and the kids had locks on their doors. But what does that tell us in terms of what kind of planning or how easy this could have been, right?
Well, that's why I agree with Mary Ellen that this person has been there before. He knows.
But Kendra, think about something. If they were targeted, then why would the police tell them to be aware this weekend? Are they targeting more people? Because if someone's targeted, then the rest of the school wouldn't be a threat. It's only a threat if you have no idea who the killer is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe there was a target, because if it was targeted, then everyone else shouldn't be worried.
He knows the layout. He knows exactly that the door is going to be open. We don't know which door he came in from, the front or the back. Hopefully, investigators, between all the blood spatter and everything else, that he had to walk through it, and they know how he left, and then maybe he touched something else, maybe a doorknob or a door, or leaned against something, and maybe they can be able to get maybe a palm print or something else like that. I know people think that he might be wearing gloves, might be wearing a Tyvek suit. But listen, in a violent attack like that, I don't care if he's wearing a suit of armor. He's going to end up cutting himself or leaving something behind him. And it's just the way it goes. And that's what I've experienced too with some of these knife attacks. Generally, the person does cut themselves.
And we're showing this one picture that came out of how there was so much blood, it was like seeping through down the outside of the house. And if that is true and consistent with what's in the house, there's so much blood that they should be able to see where he moved based on footprints and other parts of him. So they'll get a sense of what kind of progress, assuming it was a him. Now, Joe, you also have a problem that they shouldn't have returned the personal items and they should have put out a reward from the start. Why?
Well, yeah, giving back the personal items yesterday, I mean, it basically effectively closes your crime scene, right? Then we see a video last night of cops going back to the house, which is not a good thing, right? So you closed down the crime scene yesterday afternoon, as far as I was concerned. There's no going back there unless you're just going to take a look and see what's going on. But as far as removing evidence, that chance is over. And the other thing about the reward is, like, for instance, we don't know how long they've been sitting on this car thing. If they just got it, then that's fine. But if they've been sitting on this car for the last 4 weeks, that would have been the perfect opportunity to put that car description out right away and put a Crime Stoppers reward. Because listen, people will tend to come across with those tips for money. Then I know they say they got a lot of tips, but unfortunately, I think you get a lot of tips that aren't going to be really valuable, and they still have to vet them out anyway, which takes a lot of personnel time. And I just think that a reward up front, and a reward up front wouldn't have shown that they were desperate. A reward now would show that they were desperate. So I don't see that in the future.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com. Newsnation.
Damn, I want to see more of that. I want to see him finish. That was from 1 day ago. Where's the rest? Where's the rest of it? I guess there's no rest. All right. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. But here's what I'm going to do. What I was going to talk about AWP about, tell me what you guys want me to do. I think all right, let me rephrase that. How many of you guys have seen the extra footage, the video that they released about Nick, the tow truck driver? Oh, did you bust a can? All right, awesome. Hold on. Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen the latest AWP video that they have on members only of Nick, the tow truck driver. You saw it, Mrs. G? Oh, I agree, Crystal. No, Mrs. G, it's brand new. They just dropped it. I'm not talking the old one. I'm talking the new one. What am I looking for? Email. Busty Can, what email? Oh, I agree, Lex. Because what I was gonna say is I'll join membership to buy it if you guys want to see it. Do they plan on releasing it to the public, or were they keeping it members only? Yeah, Jared dropped it. Busty Cam for the rescue. Girlfriend, you the bomb. What's the first one? Oh, damn. This is good stuff. All right. The first link, we'll have to wait till tomorrow because I'll be here all night. That's some good info. That'll be tomorrow. All right, here's some text messages. That I guess Brian had put out. Brian Enton. Hi, Brian. I'm a former Sigma Phi. I'm watching your story live about the fraternity. I can tell you exactly how fraternity works regarding their national chapter and alumni. Is it unusual for them not to have cameras? No, that would be an issue of funding. I can tell you that anytime something like this happens, alumni at the local level are extremely quick to call a chapter meeting with all of the brothers at that particular chapter. This likely happened the morning of the 13th, and nationals were notified immediately. This will result in Sigma Chi nationals paying this particular chapter a visit, interviewing every single brother to get information. They're quick to hide information that could put Sigma in a negative light in the media. That's any fraternity. Happens all over the country. These are middle-aged men with nothing better to do and protect Sigma at all costs. My chapter did not have cameras, but I graduated in 17. That kid you spoke with wouldn't look you in the eye, and his responses were coached, likely by their local chapter advisor or attorney. That's interesting. All right. Well,
just because someone's been cleared right now,
all right, this is next to impossible to hear.
Does that mean they might be re-interviewed?
Many hours have gone into that, and several investigators and the investigative team have all looked at the information that comes in, and they've verified that those people can be cleared. So what I want to assure them is we're doing everything we can, and we're taking our time to do it right.
So investigators believe they are on the right track, Lawrence, but still.
That was like impossible to hear. All right. We agree to stop interviewing for a week and give the local police department of Moscow a chance to communicate a clear narrative. We believe week 3 was by far their best delivery of meaningful communication. Okay. We were told the case progress is on track, and they're reaching out to the public for help on the Hyundai Elantra white vehicle. There were detailed updates on Kaylee Stalker as being an isolated event. They continue to add more resources, such as adding additional FBI agents. We want to thank all these agents, local, blah, blah. They said nothing. I'm not impressed. No, this is what I'm saving for tomorrow. Hold on. All of this is what I'm saving for tomorrow. It's way too much to do tonight. And Sleuth Mom, Sleuthy Goosey, you are my idol. This chick is my idol. I do not have the time to put something like this together. So everyone subbed up to Sleuthy Goosey. But we'll go through a lot of these links tomorrow. It's just too much to do now. Yeah, I believe she has a channel. Busty Can, she's got a channel, right? Sleuthy Goosey? Same time, no way. Well, not this late. Probably 8:30. It all depends if Phoenix is working. Someone asked the address of the fraternity. It's 735 Nez Perce Drive. Channel's a different name, but I think she's on Twitter. Oh, okay. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? It's too much to do now. What does REKT mean? I know it means wrecked, but what does it mean? No, it's not Sleuth Mom. It's Sleuthy Goosey. Did you see the video titled University of Idaho Crime Professor on Grizzly Murders? Hold on. University of Idaho Crime Professor. I think we may have watched that earlier. University of Idaho Professor on... You know the University of Idaho Professor was on Gilligan's Island? Professor on Grizzly Murders. Hey Lex, if they went on Grizzly Show, that would be a funny title. Surviving the Survivor? That's kind of a weird name.
Welcome back, STS Nation, for another episode of Surviving the Survivor. Once again, Carm, former TV show host. So welcome to one and all. A quick programming note, Patreon. It's a tough thing to put on as many shows as we're doing. We'd appreciate support. Love your support. You get some ad-free content as well as BTS, about behind-the-scenes footage. And we're happy to announce we have our first live virtual meet and greet with myself and Carmela, the star of the show, who's a Holocaust survivor. You can ask her questions about that, questions about true crime. That will take place January 5th at 8 p.m. for our Patreon supporters. I like to start off each show with the names of the victims because sometimes the victims get lost in all of this. So let us never forget.
We left home before Thanksgiving and they've not come back. And so we've had a couple vigils last night. We had our annual Christmas tree lighting in the community, and that was much to honor the victims and to kind of collectively mourn as a community. Yeah.
And what percentage would you say of your students did not return after the Thanksgiving break?
Oh, that's a good question. On one hand, when something like this happens, you want to be accommodating. So I just throw everything on Zoom and then say I have class. And there's a chunk of students that the second you turn on Zoom, they just don't show up and they'll just stream it from the dorm room because they don't want to put whatever pants on or whatever. And but I have.
Damn, how cool would that be? that if you don't feel like actually going to class, you can stream it from the dorm room. Shit, I wish college was like that when I was young.
I was in class. I was having, I'd say about 20% of my students were in class and that was about it. It's always kind of hard to get them back from Thanksgiving break anyway, because we just have 2 weeks. And so once I kind of changed up the class on, just because of just concern for safety and to give them other options, I dropped down to about 20%, where I'd be happy.
No, he's saying it was like that before even the killings took place. They just don't have to go to class. They can stream it from their dorm room. So like you're hungover and shit and you don't feel like going to class, you could still do class. That's like awesome. I would do that.
If it's 70%, and if nothing bad was going on, right? This time of year, that is. Yeah.
And Debbie, I promise we're going to get to you, but the professor is where this all happened. So I just want to get a little more from him. Can you tell us where you were when you first heard of these murders, what your initial reaction was?
Yeah, that was, it was Sunday. We're kind of a big football community, and our football team, they played the night before, and Sundays usually when I get caught up on grading, and we have we call it Vandal Alert. We're the Idaho Vandals, and I just got an alert on my phone and on my email, ordinary homicides. Never thinking that the extraordinary type that we see here is what's.
Lex, what am I listening for? These people are boring me to death. Like, what am I listening? What am I looking for?
What's going on? So it's it's really been cause for pause and reflection, and here I've always been able to teach about these really awful topics, but from the vantage point of a really, really safe place.
And did you know or teach any of the 4 victims?
I don't really talk about students, but
Did it really, Angela? It was the anniversary of Amityville Horrors. That's interesting.
I will say I didn't directly know any of these students. Yeah.
Okay. And Dr. Goodman, is it okay if I call you Debbie or Doctor?
Of course, either way, I'm good with whatever. But thank you, Joe.
Yeah. So I'm curious. You're a criminologist as well. Your perspective when you found out about this murder case. We're coming up on 4 weeks. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks because this will be airing on Saturday.
Okay, Lex, what I'm saying though is what am I listening for? Like what am I trying to hear? Like what does he say that I'm looking for is what I mean. That's what I meant. Like what does he talk about that you want me to hear?
What was your reaction to hearing about such a gruesome quadruple homicide?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Joel and Carmela for the honor to join you, and certainly Dr. Wolf. And I too would like to express my condolences anytime I'm asked to participate in a conversation. It's not without emotion. There's definitely the anguish that certainly is widespread, not just in Idaho directly, and I'm here in Florida. So if I may also just take a moment to express my condolences as well to the families of Kaylee, Madison, Zaina, and Ethan. When we first heard about it in Florida, and again, I'm the director here of our program at St. Thomas University. Our students are so deeply devoted to our field, and we always start with the first 15 minutes of class looking at the national crime headlines. And when we all heard about it here, it was just absolute shock and dismay and despair, because we are learning, the students are learning and having an understanding of what this really is. And the magnitude of this case, I feel, as a criminologist, where we have 4 young decedents, and for the viewers, Joel, we do classify this.
Pam, don't take it personal. Quinny fights with everybody. She fights with me all the time too. Don't ever take it personal.
As a mass murder. 3, 4 or more at one location versus some of these other crime categories of which we speak about too. Serial murder, which is still 3, 4, but at different times, different locations. We're first coming out of almost a 5-year tragedy here in Florida dealing with a school-based shooter. I don't like to say the name, by the way, if that's okay, because I feel that in many circumstances, these murderers are interested in a spotlight, in a moment of fame in their distorted minds. So I prefer not to even address these individuals by name, but we just brought that case to closure, 17 victims at a school. So when we start now, for me, it's like an onion, Joel and now, also we know about this vehicle, it's catered more to a male demographic than a female. The piece, however, that's a little bit broad, that doesn't necessarily narrow, let's say, the driver of the vehicle or an owner of a vehicle. Let's say we're comparing and contrasting a Tesla or a Range Rover or you know, a
No, not QB. Quinny, my mod. She's not a Capricorn Irish gal. She's just a bitch. But we love her.
Truck, an F-150, we get perhaps another type of demography, but here the age range of who drives this vehicle is pretty far reaching. From what I looked at today, it's at or near, you know, early 20s up to mid 60s. So that's a little bit far reaching, I think, as far as the age, but certainly a vehicle is going to be critical.
Quinny's the type of person that will take a iron skillet and chase you around the house because you left something on the floor. She'd be chasing you around the house with a iron skillet, say, bitch, pick that fucking shit up or I'm going to whack you. That's Quinny.
If it is this vehicle, because remember, we had another thought about a vehicle, and that was a black SUV. Police didn't really say too much about that, but there was a point in time where that was being looked at as well. But I feel...
Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? I am seriously in the Twilight Zone. These people are supposed to be professionals and they're running on fucking rumors. I can't with this. Nobody ever said anything about a black SUV. Oh my God. That only came out afterwards, like days, weeks later. It was never reported to the police. I swear I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone.
Certainly very strongly that what could be the contents of the vehicle, and obviously I'm referring to forensics and any prints or blood, you know, these types of identifiers would be huge.
And to you, Brian, was there maybe a sense of relief that finally investigators were putting out some information that they were seeking to get when you heard about this Hyundai Elantra?
Yeah, I mean, I think to approach that kind of as a community member of the university, to hear that police were asking for information for the public, that seemed to the public like maybe there's been some break in the case or something like that. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to put on my my professor hat, my analyst hat, and I don't see it kind of with that optimism. What I see it is I can tell you right now, I know you can look around this town, this Hyundai. I'm not going to say nobody in town drives a Hyundai.
Why are we still talking about Gilligan's Island? Gilligan's Island, all I said was I looked something up and that's what it said. This did not need like a 20-minute conversation or an argument.
But it's we're Fords and Subarus and maybe occasional Priuses around here. It's you'd have to drive about 90 miles to find a Hyundai dealer. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're a small community. We've maybe got 15,000 cars registered in this town at the most. I'm going to tell you, I'm just sort of guessing, you've maybe got 40 Hyundais in town or registered with campus parking that fit that description. The fact that, of course, police would have been able to go through and see everything if there was somebody local fitting that description, what it's telling me now is they're probably looking at somebody who's not from town anymore, which
homicide type of thinking that he's been fantasizing about one of the victims, and it may have been on the social media platform, and we don't know. This is just speculation. Obviously, law enforcement officials, we go with their lead, but local, state, and federal, they haven't said it yet, but we know that we have at least 100 plus officers and investigators and agents on this case. We have experts in the field of digital investigation, and they are the ones who look through the phones, the computers, all of the social media. And I think this individual is somebody who became fascinated, but in that deviant way of fantasy that then became homicide. And why? Because then it's like what happened to John Lennon. We have Mark.
Sorry, guys, I'm done with this. I'm totally done with this. Every single expert has something else to say. Every single expert has a different profile. Not one of them is right. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. One of them has to be right, because everybody else has to be wrong, because they're all completely different. Well, that's why I asked, what am I listening for? Like, what am I looking for? I thought there was a specific point that I was going to find, but yeah, I can't with this. And yeah, nothing factual. I got to be careful. Too many caps in one place. Hey, now. This is why the cops are keeping what they know quiet. I agree. The hoodie guy, we don't know what happened to him, but honestly, I don't think anything happened to him. They were definitely not famous like John Lennon. And the guy that shot John Lennon, totally different scenario. Yeah, no, Lex, there's nothing to it. Tonight's conclusion is we know nothing more than the first day. Actually, that's not true, Pam. I mean, that's not true, Mickey. Here's what we know. We know. This is what I've learned over the course of the last month. Okay? A, the cops aren't talking. B, every single expert has a different story. C, the experts know less than the crime sleuths. D, 4 kids were brutally murdered by knife in their home on November 13th. E, we know that the cops could possibly be involved. F, we know that some shady shit went down, or at least looks like it went down. That's questionable. G, I don't know. I don't know if I'm up to G, but I'm going to cut out the letters because I forgot. We know that we're most likely looking for a guy. Where it used to be questionable, could it be a girl? Pretty sure it's a guy. And most importantly, what we've learned is the cops have absolutely no clue who this is. That's what we know. So are we further along than we were 4 weeks ago? Absolutely. And we also learned there's a lot of weird stuff with numbers. Hey, Des. We also learned there's a lot of weird stuff with numbers going on in this whole case. That's I think the weirdest, most important thing to pull away from this case is the number thing. I don't know if cops are involved, but if you watch my live from last night, or now 2 nights ago, technically, but if you watch my live from last night, what the cops did was the strangest thing I've ever seen, and it really looked like he was trying to buy time. So that's why we're saying maybe cops are involved. And everyone talks about this case going cold. That's a year away. We're only a couple of weeks, and if they have all this forensics they have to go to, they can't go much faster. What I find interesting is they haven't found a weapon yet. That tells me the killer did not walk away on foot. That tells me the killer had a car and does not live in the area, which only further proves that the killer was not someone on campus. The killer has the weapon or got rid of it somewhere, but he got rid of it far away. He didn't throw it in the dumpster in front of the house. So that tells me why not finding a weapon means the killer was not on foot. Because the killer had to bring the knife somewhere. The killer had to get away somewhere without leaving a mark, which tells me he got into a car and drove somewhere else. If I was a killer, and I said this about kidnapping, if I was a killer, I'm going to bring my knife with me as far away as possible. And then I'm going to throw it in a dumpster a couple of states away. Why? Because nobody's looking for it. The United States is big. And if I live in Alabama and let's say I do a quadruple murder here, okay? Nobody knows it's me. Quadruple murder's me. But the police don't know this. And I drive to New York to go see family. And along the way, let's say in Pennsylvania, I throw a knife, a clean knife, because of course I'm going to clean it, but I throw a clean knife into a dumpster. Do you think they're ever going to find it? Nope. Never happened. And that's how you do a smart crime. You could toss it in the ocean, but when you toss it in the ocean, odds are it's going to come up. It'll eventually be found if you toss it in an ocean. If you toss it in a dumpster and you really do a good job of tossing in the dumpster, nobody's going to find it. It's never going to be found, especially if you do it a couple of states away. Never going to happen. But again, if you put it in water, odds are it'll come up eventually because you have tide, you have waves. If you bring it to a landfill, yeah, I call everything oceans. But if you bring it to a landfill or put it in a dumpster, you bring it to a landfill, it's gone. You're never going to see it again. Will it dissolve in acid, Dennis? Maybe we shouldn't tell killers. I know, right? Oh, who was I watching that said that? Oh, it was Chasing Truth. Chasing Truth was giving a play-by-play of how Joseph Morris did this video. And I'm like, why are you telling everybody how to do it? Or he keeps it for the next kill, but if he's smart, he's not going to keep it till the next kill. What are we talking? You're tossing the knife or the murder weapon a couple of states away into a landfill or into a dumpster because nobody's going to look for it. Wouldn't it be smarter to buy a new knife for the next kill, a different type of knife? Okay, Charles Manson. Shut up before I poison your candle, Quinny. Did you get my email? I did. I didn't read it, but I did see it, K-Rox. I know, right? Giving BHB ideas. So no cameras. It could be a trophy, but a smart killer would get rid of it. Just say I have all the drainage systems checked for weapon. Nah, I wouldn't be in a drainage system. Drainage is too small. That's true, Grayson. 5 years till anything in the Delphi case. Now I know why you didn't send me your candle that I want. Oh, shit. Did you give me your address? Mickey, if I didn't send it, you probably never gave me your address. Did you email me your address? Bury it. It could still come up, though. I'm so sorry, Mickey. I'm usually on top of that. Send me your address. I'll send you one. I am so sorry. You don't think so, Crystal? The cameras that Kaylee's sister was able to see. The girls got dropped off. I don't know. It was a long time for college to let this go cold. Yeah, I agree. Lex, no. A white wick would be pointless. I mean, you have cotton wicks, but a white wick would be pointless because it's going to burn. I mean, I can get white wick. I can get white wood wicks. But as soon as they burn, they're not going to be white anymore. I mean, I can order them, though. My place sells them. I sent you yours, Quinny. The black wick destroyed my fans of the black ash. I do not know why it was bad. Did it really? Destroyed my fans of the black ash. I don't get it. It shouldn't. Are you trimming it? Guys, you have to trim your wicks. I keep hearing about people that are not trimming their wicks. You have to trim your wicks every time you light it. Yeah, Baby Archer. What have you seen them? I haven't seen her around. Burn a candle. The smoke from the black wick got my fan all black. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. That happened with candles in my walls. My candles, Monica? No, not my candles. See, you're the first person that said anything about the black wicks. That's interesting. Yeah, you have to trim your wicks. I can't say it enough. I didn't know you had to trim it. A lot of people don't. I'm learning this. Although I sell wick trimmers. I got to put them up for sale. I had them on the other website. I haven't added them to this website. But yeah, you have to trim your wicks. Now, some wicks are self-burning. I have not had good luck with them. Never get black smoke, only floating wax. Yeah, you shouldn't get black smoke unless you don't trim your wicks. Especially with the wood wicks. Pretty short. You don't need a long wick. Especially like some of the black ones are double wicked. You absolutely need a very, very short wick. I need to do a video on how to do the wicks. Yeah, no one likes the long wick. I pour it into cat food cans. Trimming wicks helps so much, especially because I use mica and I have sometimes I'll use double wicks, which I'm trying to stay away from. Because yeah, people don't cut them. Still do not know how to use it or what. Oh, the wax melt. You need a wax melt burner. You can go to Walmart and buy one. I have a few for sale, but I have like 4 left. They smoke when it's blown out by not black. I do. I'm going to do a video on wooden wicks. Like a full bodysuit, head to toe, gloves, mat. Yeah, I think he was fully covered too. I really do. But if you don't trim wood wicks, like really trim them, it'll burn right through. And it'll get super hot. Yeah, dollar store has wax burners. You can get them cheap. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I can, Running Bear. I can make a lemon sage. It's in the short can candle I got. Yes. Now that's the other thing. In the right, Tony, it is $1.25 store. If you get a tin can, you don't need to trim the wicks. The wicks I use in those are self-trimming. A simple circuit. Yeah, that's the and I have the glob of the oil. Oh, the essential oil? Not sure which is which or how to use them. The essential oil goes on you. I need for the wax and for those little trial slots, circular things you sent me. I don't know what circular things I sent you. Oh, Mickey, yeah, I have a bunch of Christmas stuff. I have gift sets. I have to put another special on. I'm just trying to finish all the orders that I currently have because I'm a little behind. I'm up to orders from, I'll tell you in a second. December 7th. Well, that's not too bad. Oh, wait. Tuesday, so December 6th is what I'm up to. So that's not too bad, though. I'm not that far behind. I thought I was further behind. I'm not doing too bad then. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to put out, that's Fluffer's birthday. Oh, I have plenty of peppermint. I actually just ordered more. But Mickey, if I owe you a candle, I'll send it to you. I got to make I send all my mods a candle for Christmas. I didn't realize how many damn mods I had. Poof. Dry flowers in the wax and a caught on fire. Set my smoke detectors off. Oh, no shit. Was that me, Lead with Love? I do. Of course I pre-trim, Lex. But when they burn, you still have to trim them. Oh, okay. Shoo. You made me nervous. Because I put dried flowers, but you can only use a little. You can't use a lot. Baby. That was when I first started doing candles. So, yeah, it was about May of 2021. Oh, yeah, flowers burn. That's why you got to, like, embed them in the wax. I learned this. If you embed them in the wax, then it won't burn it. But if you just put them on top, it'll burn it. Yeah, Lex, you need to get a wax melter. See, how do people not know you got to trim it short? It says it on the directions. It says it in the card I send you and the thank you card. From my website. They're big and better. Be careful with it. Yeah, I only use a little bit of flakes. But I've seen the type of candles you're talking about. Hey, let's go. I've seen them with crystals, and I'm like, that is going to burn. There's no way you could put that many flowers on top because that shit's going to burn. Most candles actually used to at least be on the direction. Yeah, I send it with directions. Oh, you grow lavender, Mickey? I use lavender. And also, Lex, if you have a Hobby Lobby, they do 50% off a lot, and you could buy a really nice wick trimmer. You could buy a really nice wax melter for like $7 when it's on sale. Yeah, you have Hobby Lobby. Look for 50% off sales. They have them like every week. And then you can get one that just plugs in the wall. I love that store too. But the problem is I go in there, I'm only going to buy something for like $5, and I walk out with $150 every single time. Every time, without fail. I grow lemon verbena. You're welcome, Pam. Sleuthy Goosey is awesome. She has timeline. I know, I got that. What's her name sent it to me? Busted Can of Biscuits sent it to me. I was like, all right, that's too much to do today. I got to save that for tomorrow. Here's the actual website. Boop. I tell you though, one of my favorites is becoming the tobacco and vanilla. I'm really liking it. By the way, I may switch up. Yes, Energy is in Madison, Alabama. I may switch it up, and instead of doing the wax melt, the standard wax melt ones, I may just do all food wax melts because they're so much more fun. I have sweetgrass. I don't have sweetgrass here. I mean, I could order it. I just don't have it. I am Angela. Why, you live around here? Are you my neighbor? Won't you be my neighbor? Oh, yeah. I got lots of them, Dennis. I actually just ordered a honey. I think it's honey, oil, and Myra. I have frankincense and Myra. Oh, are you really, Angela? You my neighbor. Well, if you're going to order locally, I don't know how to do that on the website without like delivery. I have to put that on the website that if I'm going to meet you somewhere or something to pick it up, give me till tomorrow. I got to add that because a lot of people have asked me that. I'll put that on the website tomorrow that, local pickup is free. I always forget to do that. I don't have coriander. I have bergamot. I don't have coriander. Alabama was an awesome rock band. I'm from Florence. Oh, no way. Moofies, Alabama. Woo woo. I like when Alabama people are here. I tell you, I've been looking for a car forever. That's right, hometown sister. I went looking at a car for Phoenix today. People around here with their cars, my God. It's like they go right from the auction house to the street. And it has so many problems. New York is not like this. Yeah, I met someone who lived in did you really leave with love? I didn't know that. Too bad the trailer's not here. I'm going to start putting up a donation fund for your trailer. It worked for Dolly. Oh, they're great. I make them slightly different each time. But I made some tonight. It's such a good scent. $45 now, $55. I'd love to get it sold. Believe me, I'm telling you, I'm going to put up a fund. Buy Lead with Love's trailer for Laura. Rose candle multi-hole the same. No, they plug right in, Lex. You can get one that plugs right in. It is. I agree, Angela. So, hold on. Let me write this down so I know what I'm doing. Because I also want to put the wick trimmer. I have like 75 wick trimmers sitting here that I haven't put on the website. So tomorrow, little note to self. Put wick trimmers on site. Remove shipping for locals. Add new sets. Remove old sets. All right. Oh, Hobby Lobby's the best. No, it's not put a car on wish list. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. Set up fund for Laura to get Lead with Love's camper. She got a nice one. Lead with Love, will it make it from you to me? Like, can I drive it that far? Nah, the Alexa's in Dayton's room. He uses it. I hate it. It annoyed me. Oh, what? Okay. I'm telling you, if Dolly can do it, there's no reason I can't. Because if I would have started this Lead with Love, like when we first started talking about it, I may have had it by now. You know what I mean? Oh, I want one so bad. I have it all planned out. I want to go on the road and I want to sell candles out of it. And I need enough room for the kids. But yeah, it would be awesome. There's a lot of fuel. Diesel is expensive and it gets bad mileage. Like all diesel RVs. Yeah, but gas is pretty cheap right now. I want to name the Kylie Rodney Foundation. It does get bad gas mileage. See, but I think all older ones do. Lex, that's a good point. I never thought of that. That's a really good point. Paint flowers on and peace signs. What, the trailer? I'm telling you, I think it'd be great. And it's a big one. It's a nice one. She hasn't sent me pictures of the inside yet, though. Yeah, but it's expensive. It's really expensive to do that for us. That's a problem. I need one that's like ready to go. I'm not a guy. I can't do like I can fix a lot of things, but I can't do like rip out the walls and stuff. What is the glob of candle wax? I don't know what a glob of candle wax is. I have a little trial size 6. Okay, candle melt. Draw some a glob of candle. I didn't send you a glob of a candle unless it melted. Did you, Mickey? Yeah, but even now they're super expensive. Have you looked at the price of campers? They're insane. Lex, send me a picture of what you're talking about a glob of wax. Has skull wall cloth in the main room and master bedroom, sugar skulls. That works. You got yours free? I wish. I wish. Send me a candle with a trial size 6 melt wax and something that is a little glob. Looks like it's supposed to get melted. I don't send globs, so I don't know what it is. You have to send me a picture. Was it a cupcake that got melted? And sold at COVID time, made a bunch of money. Yeah, you can make a lot of money. It looks like the wax melts, but it isn't in a container. You had it wrapped in a brown baggie. I don't know. I have no idea. Unless it was like a food one that melted, so it looks like a blob. I don't know. Nah, squishy ball. That's a good one though, Carolyn. Yeah, you got to send me a picture. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, send it to me on Discord. Say goodbye to your favorite senior party. Yeah. Send it to me now. I'm so curious what you're talking about. The only thing I could think of is it melted, so it looks like a blob. No, she said that one's fine. If it's a squishy ball, don't burn it. I don't want to open it. It gets glob all over my hands. It's got to be a squishy ball. It has to be a squishy ball that like got messed up or something. Or maybe it's a beer candle that spilled. No, it could be a beer candle that spilled. No, I didn't send any bendable soaps. That's what I'm thinking. A broken squishy, a broken, it could be a gel wax. She said it was in a brown bag. I don't know. I'd have to see it. It's bugging me, though. Who posted that? Janelle. I showed that yesterday. Oh, thank you, sweet Carolyn. I didn't know what this was at first. Alexis, I love you. All right, Lex, I'm waiting. That got confusing. Alexis, I love you. Lex, I'm waiting. It does look like the food. All right, send it. Send it to me. I'm waiting for your picture. I'm so curious. It could be a beer candle that spilled, because that would be like a blob. Don't ignore the Discord. She didn't put it in Discord. Oh, did she put it in members? Good stuff, Busted Can. I didn't see that before. There you go. You got me. You got me. Send a pic. All right. Here we come. It's coming. It's coming. What the hell is that? What kind of bag is that? Dude, that's in a bowl. That's not from me. That's gel, though. I can tell you that much. But I don't have any brown paper bags like that. And there's a bowl behind that. There's a glass bowl in that. I didn't send you anything in a glass bowl, and I don't use that type of paper. So now I'm really confused. I've never used a paper bag to do anything. And again, that's in a glass bowl. I didn't say, unless that's a Fruit Loop bowl. It's the only thing I could think of, but there's no wax in the Fruit Loop. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what's under it. I don't ever wrap anything in a brown paper bag. Nor do I have anything that looks like that. I've honestly, dude, I've never wrapped anything in a brown paper bag like that. Nor that bowl that it's in, that's in that bag, that didn't come from me. And I would totally say if it did, that did not come from me. There's no way. I've never used. It's in a glass bowl of sort. I've never sent that. Honestly, I've never sent that. I don't use anything wrapped in a brown bag like that. I have no idea. Does it smell like anything? Do you smell it? It might have been Fruit Loops. That's the only thing I could think of. But I don't wrap anything in brown paper bag. And that looks like gel wax. No, it's not moldy. You can't really tell what it is. It looks like a blob. I get what she's saying. But I'm not going to put anything in a glass bowl unless it's a like Fruit Loop bowl, but you would know if it was Fruit Loop. I have no idea then. I honestly have no idea, but I've never wrapped anything in a brown paper bag. Something with glass is going to have bubble wrap. And that has gel in it. That's what you're feeling is the gel, but I have no idea what it is. Yeah, it was free. When did you order this? A Fruit Loop candle. You can't see anything. That's why I'm waiting for the other pic. Dude, I don't have a fucking clue. Whatever it was, it melted together. I don't have a clue. Not a clue. It's something that melted together. It looks like it was a bunch of wax melts that got melted together. But I don't understand why there's gel wax on it. I have no idea. Honestly, I have no clue. I'm not going to lie. I do not have a fucking clue what it is. It doesn't smell like Fruit Loops? No idea. Your guess is as good as mine. No, I still wouldn't use a paper bag. I don't know. I think that's the paper and not a paper bag. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's wax melts, but it looks like it's wax melts that melted together. There has to be a witness? It does smell like fruit. Yeah, it was a Fruit Loop candle. I don't know how the gel got in there, though. But if you peel that gel, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. If you peel the gel off of the bag and put it into a cup and give it like 2 hours, it'll all form together. It's very weird. Yeah, if it smells like Fruit Loops and it was a Fruit Loop candle that just melted together. When did you order this, though? Like, when was this order from? Did you order it a long time ago? I don't remember. Then I can use that jelly peel when I get the white. Yes. Came like 2 months ago. All right. You want it in the giveaway. I don't know. No, that's what I thought it was Fruit Loops. But I don't know where the gel came from. Unless the gel was separate. I don't know. I mean, I could kind of see the wax melts in there. I have no idea what happened. No clue. That still don't help. Yeah, that's wax melts that melted together. And gel that probably spilled. Yeah, because I can see the individual wax melts. It's wax melts that melted together. And gel, yeah, that's gel wax around it. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. It reminds me of a mouth. No clue. But yes, it all goes in the wax melter. Gel it's just like wax. It's just a different way to use gel than wax. Yeah, you can use it in a candle. You can use them in a wax melter. Dolly hacked your candle site and filled the order. That's it. I don't know. It seems everyone's making candles now. No, I'm glad you saved it. I can see the different wax melts all joined together. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Have a doorbell ring cam. Dolly hacked it with a soap. Oh my God. You want to see soap? I hope she doesn't get mad at me for showing you guys this. Remember I told you that I'm working with somebody. One of my Patreons is making soap. Look at this amazing soap she made. She's not even selling them yet, and she's already sold out. Hold on. Don't get mad at me for showing them early. Her soap is amazing. Where's my Facebook? Look at this stuff. Hold on. Okay. These are Christmas soaps. Hold on. Those are some of the soaps she's selling. You know how hard that is on soap? She's selling these soap. We're going to be selling these soaps. That's soap, by the way. That's 100% soap. Those soaps, 100% soap. Yeah, Dolly, top this one. These soaps with little duckies in them, rubber duckies. What else? Those soaps. That soap. That's a soap. No one you know, Quinny. One of my Patreons decided to start making soaps. So she's going to be my manufacturer for soaps. She makes those soaps. That soap. I think she wants to make those. The flour. She make that soap. She does a good job. She made those soaps. You know we're going to push those. Purple soaps. Because we know everyone's going to want purple soap. And she's going to kill me. Why are you showing them already? Oh, diamond soaps. I think I showed you these already. She's amazing, right? I love the marbled purple. Me too. And I know. Aren't they, Amber? I'm excited. She's waiting on labels or something. Or she had a problem with the labels. I said, dude, let's do this. Christmas. Them cupcake soaps so insane. I know, right? That's why I told her. I said, how did your piping skills get so good? Yeah, Pepper. And she told me what a bitch it was to do both these. I mean, that's one soap. And that's not painted. That's soap. That goes all the way through. Yeah, she's got all different scents. Aren't they cool? She's going to kill me for showing them. But she really, she went balls to the wall in. So, yeah, we're excited. You know, because we couldn't have just regular soap. We got to have luxury soap. So she created a luxury soap company. And she's been selling out. The only bad thing is she used to buy a lot of candles for gifts. And now she's going to give them soap. Jail soap on a robe. No, not hers. Hers are luxury soaps. Dolly needs to use his own soap on his damn feet. I never knew someone who made soaps could have such smelly feet. It's to have such dirty feet. That's like me making so many candles and having a smelly house. It just doesn't go hand in hand. Like people walk in, they expect my house to smell amazing because of all the candles. And it does. Till you get to the kids' room. Luxury soap to go with luxury candles. Dolly soap on RSO soap. I do think Dolly makes this soap because it's too plain not to. Oh, I didn't lead with love. Someone posted a picture of him with his feet up and his feet were filthy. It was so gross. I was like, dude, you sell soap. Your feet should be clean at all times. I don't even understand how it got dirty. Ew, I didn't smell his feet. Gross. Gross, gross. Oh. So, all right, I'm going to bed though. It's 3:00 in the morning. I need to get sleep. I'm tired. I will see you all tomorrow. I got my little notepad of what I need to get done tomorrow. Pure soap and no fragrance or antibacterial. I can't do soap. I tried. But I can tell her. I can let her know. Sensitive dyes and fragrance. I gotcha. I'll let her know. I tried making soap. I can't do it. My soap comes out rubbery. Like you can fucking bend it. Like I was laughing because you could literally bend it. I was like, wow. I don't think this is how soap's supposed to come out. So I'll stick to candles and wax melts. I was just mouthing out what I would love to have. Oh, I'm just saying, though, I don't make the soaps. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Probably around, if Phoenix isn't working, then I'll be on at 8:30. If Phoenix is working, then I'll be on at 7:30, 7:38. All right, I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. I did it wrong. What I do wrong? You did it wrong. Crystal, protect me. Quinny's mean to me. I only have 79 likes on this video. You guys hate me. You literally hate me. Sorry. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Crystal's going to beat up Quinny 4 a.m. And I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.